Hey everyone, I decided to come on a live and or do a live tonight and talk about. I'm sure a lot of you have seen a post that I've done lately for a new company that I'm with a new product, an adaptation product, and I've waited for quite a long time. My family started it back actually November 30th. Chris and I started it, and then the kids started it the first week of December. So I've waited until then to come in and really talk about anybody's real results or anything. So I could give it, over 2 months to see how things were actually going. Um, I was asked by my team leader to do a call the other night. He was pretty impressed with, especially with Emma's results. Most of you that have followed me for years know that my little girl was diagnosed at 6 with severe anxiety and depression. It's been a very long road for her. We've been homeschooling her now for about the last year and a half. Um, let's just say a lot of things have changed, especially in the last probably about month or so. And it's pretty exciting times. She started this product. We'll call it the blend of 10 is what we call it. It's 7 adaptogens and 3 antioxidants. Over 70 years of scientific research has gone into this. So this wasn't just a fly-by-night product that they kind of threw together. We're talking back from the early 40s that they've been trying to perfect this product. And yeah, she started it, I believe it was December 3rd. And she started on a very small serving and slowly worked her way up. She's not crazy about the taste of it because it kind of tastes like wine a little bit. So she'll plug her nose to drink it. But she knows the difference. And I can't say that with anything that she's ever tried, including meds and other supplements we've done. I can honestly say that she's never noticed any difference herself. We've noticed differences on some things, but she's never noticed, and this time she does. And what anybody that knows about depression, they know that there's certain signs and certain things. Well, with her, one of her main things is she is an avid artist. She draws nonstop, and we'll just say that a lot of her art has been a little bit on the dark side the last year or so. No one was smiling in her pictures. Even the animals looked unhappy, and everybody wore black, and there was no color in her pictures whatsoever. Um, Chris and I went away. I had to do an event in Toronto in January, and when we came back, we noticed for one, um, she was wearing a pink hoodie, which is really funny for her because she hates pink, and she used to love it. But if you ever do any research, in which I've done so much research on, different mental illnesses for kids, because I do have two children that suffer for that. Pink is a color that any pastel color they don't like because it's means happy, and that's just not how they feel inside. And she was wearing a pink hoodie when we came home, and I thought, that's weird because I knew where her hoodie was, and it was on in the bottom of her drawer of her dresser, and I thought she had to go through a lot just to get to that. So we didn't say anything. My oldest Justin had let her stay up till we got home because we were a little later getting home, and she had left. We went upstairs. We tucked her into bed, and she had left her sketch pads downstairs, which normally we don't look because that's her kind of like private, almost like a diary, like private thoughts kind of thing. And we just happened to have a gander because it was kind of wide open. And it was like night and day. Her older sketch pad was there versus her new one that she had just gotten for Christmas. And the new one, people were wearing colors again. Everybody was smiling. The animals looked like they were like jumping up and down. They had big smiles on their faces. And it was just, I looked at Chris and I'm like, what is this? It's like someone took away our kid and, gave us an alien kind of thing. And then our biggest kicker is she came downstairs the other day and we were sitting in the living room and she had found her backpack that we had bought the prior year when she started school, when we pulled her out very, very early, like the second week of September, we pulled her out of school. Because she was having panic attacks on the way. She was hyperventilating. Medicine wasn't helping enough to get her to go, so we started homeschooling. And she came down and she said, Mom, Dad, I found my backpack. And I said, oh, okay, not thinking anything of it. And then she came over and she sat down and she gave a big sigh and she said, I'm ready to go back to school. I don't want to do the homeschool anymore. I don't need to, and I want to go back to school. And I said, okay, well, we'll talk about it because, sometimes, we're not real sure if she's just a fleeting thought that maybe that she wants to do, but we don't want to push her kind of thing. I have spoke to the school and they are willing to do like a part-time basis to, ease her back in. So that's wonderful. But nope, we sat down, we had a huge conversation with her the other day, and we went through all the pros and cons and what does she want to do, and she is adamant. She said, I'm done. I want to go. I don't care if we wanted to put her in a different school, because she's had a lot of problems at that school, and this is where a lot of the stuff stems from. And she said, no, I'm fine. I know that, it wasn't great when I was littler. She did get accosted, we'll say, in the bathroom at school in grade one by an older student. And she was, pretty much beat up, where a lot of her stuff started. But she's done. Like she's wants to go. We're going this week school shopping for, new lunch pail and new clothes, and she's like ecstatic, and she can't wait. And so it's I kind of owe it all to this little bottle right here. Um, I've never seen so many changes in people in my life. My parents are taking it. Chris and I are taking it. My oldest, he was actually diagnosed when he was 10, with mental illness. And he's pretty much did the same thing. We homeschooled the last couple of years of high school. He got a job and it didn't work out well. So he's been home now for the last like 8 months and trying to find a job, debating on what he wanted to do for school. And it's just, I knew it, just wasn't ready. He had gone back on meds and it doesn't seem to be doing a lot. We've been waiting for, I think we're at what, almost a year right now, waiting for him to see a psychiatrist for extra help and whatever. And Chris and I had actually gone shopping and came home, and he had something pulled up on his computer and said, hey, can you come look at this? And I said, sure. And I looked at it, and he was applying for college. He found a program that he absolutely loved. It's a very full program, so he knows that there's going to be a lot of people. And I kind of quizzed him, and he's like, Mom, this is what I want to do. He says, I don't care. Like, I'm ready to do this. And I said, well, it's still a while because it doesn't start till September. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, but I was applying for a few jobs right now, in the meantime. He says, but there's only a few spots left in the program. And he says, but we have to pay, the registration fee. And I said, if you're sure it's what you want to do. He's like, oh, I am. I paid the registration fee. So he's now registered, filled out all the paperwork, and super excited. And we haven't seen that in him. And I can't even tell you how many years. Like, the kid lived in his bedroom in the basement. And when we were actually gone to Toronto, he had brought his computer desk and stuff upstairs so he could be up here, because the younger kids stayed with him. And he never moved it back downstairs. He said, I like it up here better because, there's more people and it's brighter and kind of more cheery. And I'm thinking, what? You're like the basement dweller. And he's like, no, I really, if you don't mind, I'd like to keep it up here. And I said, yeah, that's perfectly fine. So I mean, that's two kids right there that, you know, when it comes to mental illness, like when it comes to anxiousness, I've seen probably some of the worst cases in children, with my two, especially with my daughter, full blown hyperventilating, can't breathe, almost passes out from panic attacks. And that we haven't seen it at all in well over a month and a half. It's been just like night and day. So, I mean, the testimonies that are coming in from this now. And the one thing that I really, really liked about this product for starters, besides the research and stuff, is the fact we're a Canadian company. We did so much legwork, like the scientist. This isn't just a it wasn't a company looking for a product. It was a product looking for a way to get it to the masses. And, 4 generations of scientists have worked on this. And our scientist that is with our company, he owns the intellectual properties to all of it now. The torch has been passed down to him. And it's, yeah, 70 years of over 70 years of scientific research. It was used in the Olympics, years and years ago. Um, it's going to be used in the Olympics again. We're getting sports certifications. And in Canada, it has an NPN number and it's a natural product number, and Health Canada has approved it for so many different things. And it's known as the most researched, world's most researched herbal stress formula. And it really does work. Honestly, I can't believe, I run a pretty big team, and it can be pretty stressful on a lot of days, or most days, but it's pretty fairly easy now to, kind of separate yourself and think clearly. And, you think, like Chris even said with his job, he's thinking like 3 steps ahead. If there's a problem that comes up, um, he gets to think ahead and not, panic or freak out about it, or, get upset. And, he's got the guys at work on it now. And my mom and dad were probably the biggest kickers for me, because they're the most skeptical of anything. And my mom's taking it every single day. And she's got terrible joint pain. And she did go through some detox process, like the Herxheimer effect. And I told her that she would, sometimes you get worse before you get better. And she actually called me today and she said, "Yeah, I'm noticing my hands are much better. My joints aren't hurting as much." And my dad said he was sleeping so much better. Well, I mean, my dad's in a wheelchair. He's lost both legs. So, his sciatic acts up a lot. And he's had no sciatic pain. His tailbone hasn't been hurting. And that's huge for him, because that's the stuff he always complains about. And my dad's avid. He will not take pain meds. Never. Like, even when he had his legs done, he refused the morphine. He would take a Tylenol. That's about it. He's got a very, very high threshold for pain. Hey guys, so I just wanted to kind of come on and, tell my story of what my family is experiencing, and kind of let you know if anybody, you know, wants any information or anything, please get back to the person that shares this video with you. Um, there is so many people out here that are looking for a product like what we have, and they just don't even know it yet. And because we're registered with Health Canada, people can put it in stores. It can be sold all across Canada, all across the US. And in the US, we actually have a CBD one, which is, hopefully for Canada, we get it soon. So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to come in and kind of tell my story and what we've been doing and what we're experiencing. And I'll keep you posted.